Truhant, and today's maritime story is on seafarer rights. For that, we have been joined by a person who is related to as a president of Mumbai Port Trust Kamgar Ekta Union. Apart from that, he's also a general secretary Forward Seamen's Union of India. His name is Manoj Yadav. Sir, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए. And apart from that, we have got Captain Gajanan Karanjikar. Sir, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका भी हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए. Sir, as we know that seafarers are the backbone of the maritime industry. So मैं हाल ही में I was going through one of the articles stated by National Human Rights Commission person, Dr. Mule. As per the report of 22nd February 2023, he states that without proactive cooperation from different stakeholders, the human rights of Indian seafarers will remain an area of concern. Sir, I'll start with Manoj, sir. Sir, why this statement comes up in February 2023? Could you throw a light on this, please?
Thank you very much for inviting me. In reply to a simple and very genuine, what I can say, that this area is, or this shipping area is always away from the mainstream, or we can say the civilians. We always considered as a second line of defense, but not in practical. And in regards to human rights, none of the human rights till date has intervened for the problem of the seafarers, although many cases has been reported of committing suicide, exploitation, mental harassment, mental stress. There are plenty of cases. If you can just dig this industry, you will find out. The problem is that either our people are not capable to raise this issue in the governing body, or the governing body is not trying to understand. Sorry for my statement, but what I understand, if there will be a discussion of Kullad in Parliament, all the people will raise their hand. But once the matter will come to MLC 2006, nobody is going to give any statement in regards to that, because either they are not aware about, or they are not having any information about the shipping industry. Shipping industry grown up, we captured this industry in 1980s or 83s from the Europeans. Due to our qualification, due to our communication skill, due to our hard work, due to our presence. But till from 83 to 2024, still this industry is untouched. And that is the reason why this article you have gone through.
I'll come to Captain Gajanan Karanjikar. Sir, what is your say on the same question in regards to the seafarer rights and this statement which has come up in 2023 February?
Namaskar, Gaurav. Thank you very much for this maritime story of this week and your continued, participation in this, the awareness in seafarers. I perfectly echo with Manoj Yadav, because he's been relentlessly working for seafarers, and he spends most of his day, though he's part of many unions in India for workers, and his assessment of seafarers not being given a priority against the industry workers is absolutely right. Naneshwar Moyeji has been a very tall figure, and of course he's a commissioner of the Human Rights Commission in India now. He hails from the Ministry of External Affairs, and also has founded an organization called Radio, rescuing every distressed Indian overseas.
Yes.
Which I'm a part of, and a global advisor to them on a seafarers wing. Very rightly said, the stakeholders which are there in shipping have to be actively involved. See, there are many neglect areas with respect to the employment, with respect to their seafarers' rights, which seafarers are also not made aware of. Now, this could have been a benefit to some organizations that seafarers don't know, so it is good. So there are no issues. But the ground issues of seafarers being in distress due to violation of their rights, they are coming up. ये तो होते रहता है. And मनोज जी तो हर दिन इस पे लगे रहते हैं कि कोई ना कोई सीफर अटक गया है, किसका पगार नहीं मिला है, किसका साइन ऑफ नहीं हो रहा है, किसका ओनर ने अबंडन कर दिया है. So on all these issues he is working. Human Rights Commission has to rightly get involved with international bodies to be vocal about seafarers' problem. He rightly mentioned about the parliament question. Not a single question on seafarers' right has come into parliament so far. One reason could be that seafarers is not a great vote bank compared to other industries. Other industry workers are probably 6-7 crores. I mean, active seafarers are about 3.5 lakhs today. That's it. But today, if you see, seafarers bring in $6 billion to the country's foreign exchange. So, looking at that kind of contribution, at least the government should take active interest, prepare their workforce in order to, the future technologies which are coming in, but again, not jeopardizing their basic rights. So, as already said by Dhaneshwar Moyeji, Human Rights Commission will also get active when the stakeholders in shipping are aware. And this is the right time we pick this topic, and we have a very dynamic and a caring DG Shipping or Shipping Ministry is also active on this issue.
So my next question to Manoj Yadav, sir, is, sir, I read one of the notification of the Directorate General of Shipping, which talks about it. The date is 2016, 8/12/2016. The subject is Implementation of Maritime Labor Convention 2006, the inspection and the certification of maritime labor condition of Indian flagship. So this initiative has been taken long back by the Directorate of Shipping. And as Captain Gajanan Karanjikar also mentioned, that Directorate of Shipping is playing its own role. So how do you see this? When the steps have been taken, where the things are lagging? Is there a cooperation needed from the other stakeholders?
Dear, once again, I just want to go in flashback. MLC 2006 came to force. MLC is what is MLC? MLC is the consolidated body of more than 17 seafarers law from which was in force from 1920, more than 70 or 72 something. When MLC came in force, it not comes with benefits to the seafarers. It came with the benefit of for the employers as well as with lots of checklists, with lots of rights. What I can say, there are plenty of rights what seafarers are enjoying today. Yes, like what I can say, there are some important rights. What I can say that their repatriation, their wages, their compensation, their social security, in regards to their physical health, mental health, everything. I can say maximum part of the seafarers' well-being is well covered in MLC 2006. India ratified MLC and it came to force, but like other laws of the land, even some order from the Honorable Supreme Court, there are exploitation, not only in shipping, in other sector too. Despite of this MLC 2006 in force, there are lots of things to be done, because what is happening, we understand what is happening. The people who are engaged in recruiting these seafarers to foreign flagships, especially,
Right.
they are well associated with hundreds of that non-registered companies flying them without concern, without registered or recognized license. So the exploitation start from same day when these seafarers are getting recruited. Till now, in last year 2023, I alone got nearly 7 cases, that's suicide cases, in which many body was not found. I'm fighting with Malaysian government from long time for 2 cases who are still missing, and some people are asking money from their family that he's still alive, blah blah blah. But neither Indian law nor the administration, nobody is able to help them, because again it comes the legislation area that where this case happened and all. We hope what Captain Gajanan said, I totally agree. The present DG is well concerned about this, and he's every day he's coming with new ideas, new amendments, new guidelines to just restrict this and to comply the MLC 2006.
Sir, I would like to ask you my same question related to the Maritime Labour Convention 2006, which was implemented as per the Circular 812/2016.
Manoj already explained about what the MLC is all. See, the majority of seafarers' rights today have been drawn out of MLC. And I would say that Maritime Labour Convention of 2006, which was a landmark kind of a convention, and it quickly became one of the four pillars of IMO, which is a regulatory body in shipping. Apart from the SOLAS and the convention, Marpol Convention, that is pollution convention. Then there's a convention of SCCW, that is certificate of standards of training, certification on watchkeeping. And then the fourth pillar came as Maritime Labour Convention. India ratified it in 2013, I believe, and it was enacted in Parliament. But you see, the government awareness about Maritime Labour Convention is very limited till date. Now, it is because it involves many of the employment laws, because MLC particularly talks about seafarers' rights, and it in reality, it enhances and the requirement of working conditions of seafarers on board. Maybe it is a condition of employment, hours of work, hours of rest, accommodation, recreational facilities, food and catering, health protection, medical care, welfare, which is being talked about now in a great extent, mental health of seafarers, and social security protection. So the ambit of seafarers to consider seafarers as workers and protect them into their law is very good. As he rightly said, it is all there on paper. In practical, what is happening? Are the unions advocating? Are unions creating awareness in seafarers? Are seafarers aware that I have these rights? It is because the people should get aware that there is somebody talking about their rights, and they should be also aware of their own rights.
And my question to Manoj sir is, sir, as we were talking about the various organization, unions rather, I would say, who are working for seafarer rights and other shipping issues. So, as there are so many unions, sir, and you are also a union leader, which union to approach, whom to believe in the world of so many unions now? So, what would you like to say on this, sir?
I can say in a single line, there are only two types of union. One is called trade union, and the other one is union trade. So the seafarers has to recognize that whether they are approaching to the union trade or trade union. Trade union is having their own aim, agenda. As if I'm talking about my union, it was formed in 1956. Those days, with absence of this MLC, with absence of that standard, everything, it was a need of time. And slowly, now we are in 2024. Many legends came to my union, retired, and that we are professionally trade union.
Yes, very well said, sir. Sir, my question to Captain Gajanan Karanjikar. Sir, question is same. As you're heading so much of organizations and seafarer unions and even the Maritime Pilot Association, you are heading as a president. So, whom to approach and why to approach? Sir, what is your opinion on that, sir?
See, as he rightly said, the seafarers will have to really not select. I mean, see, forming association is a fundamental right given by Constitution. But the fundamental right cannot become a business. So we have the seafarer to understand as to who's doing business and who's fighting for the rights. Actually, the fighting for the rights thing should come from the seafarer's heart himself, and he should fight. Whoever supports that cause, he should join that union.
Sir, I would like to read out the earlier statements which used to come. They have been stretched. It's about seafarers. They have been stretched to the point where many are choosing other carriers. Our ship owners and operators are potentially heading towards a recruitment crisis. This was the earlier statement, but after that, it is said that some meaningful improvement have been taking place into the system. As we come up to the first anniversary of the launch of Code of Conduct, it is time to reflect on its uptake and adoption, what extent it has delivered on seafarer rights, and what more needs to be done? Sir, how do you see these two statements? Can you throw a light, please?
This is really, may I? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Starting
This
with
is, yeah, this is the really good question. And if it can reach to the government, India have more than 7,500 kilometer coastline, along with more than 15,000 kilometer coastline in inland sector. मेरा ये मानना है कि हमें कहीं जाने की जरूरत नहीं है। अगर हम इस 7,500 कोस्ट लाइन किलोमीटर की जो कोस्ट लाइन है उसको डेवलप करें और 15,000 के ऊपर जो हमारी इनलैंड की कोस्ट लाइन है उसको डेवलप करें, जबकि भारत सरकार ने सागरमाला प्रोजेक्ट के अंदर इसके ऊपर काम करना चालू किया है, बट डायरेक्टली इट इज नॉट बेनिफिशियरी टू सी फेयर। और इन दोनों सेक्टर को एक गवर्निंग बॉडी के अंदर में मॉनिटर किया जाए, लाइक डीजी शिपिंग, नॉट on the basis of hire and fire, not on the basis of daily paid wage worker, not on the basis of precarious workers. So what I suggest, we have our own natural support where if we can expand, what I can say कि अगर हम आज inland sector को देखें, recently I was in ILO Geneva for representing inland sector on decent working condition. Believe me, there are a big shortage of seafarers in European countries, पनामा। और ये हमारा अनफॉर्चुनेट है कि जैसा हमने बोला, कैप्टन गजानन ने भी बोला कि इन absence of stakeholders proper mapping with the government, till date I haven't heard even a single agreement or bi-party agreement with any of the other nationalities with Indian government to promote the Indian seafarers till date, चाहे गवर्नमेंट एक्स की रही हो चाहे वाई की रही हो। At the same time, there are shortages of the seafarers in European countries, in other sector countries, in their inland sector. Why not we can educate our seafarers? Why not we can promote them and just sign some bi-party agreement with that country and promote our thousands of seafarers? What Indian government during the crisis in between Israel and this Palestine's, Indian government had agreed to send more than 1 lakh workers to Israel as a construction workers. So are we waiting for crisis in shipping? Then we will go and step on and we will sign any agreement with the European country or with the country where the seafarers shortages are there? Or we are not recognizing our potential to develop this inland sector as well as our coastline. Once we will develop this our inland sector and coastline, I assure you कि हमें किसी और पे डिपेंड रहने की जरूरत नहीं है। आज हम अच्छे समय से गुजर रहे हैं, कल अगर लाइक सैंक्शन हैज बीन डन विद ईरान, रशिया, अगर किसी कंडीशन से हमारे देश के साथ होता है तो वी विल बी मच कैपेबल टू कंटिन्यू आवर ओन shipping, continue our own seafarers job if we will get independent.
Sir,
Thank you.
very rightly said. As Manoj sir used a word independent, I'll take it to Atmanirbhar Bharat. Sir, as Captain Gajanan is much aware that the Atmanirbhar Bharat, how it is playing a new role, and of course the new policies coming, and with the new Silk Route in the maritime sector nowadays is much talked about after the Global Maritime Summit, which we attended. And apart from that, the Sagarmala project, as Sir talked about. Sir, how do you justify the current question related to the code of conduct, adoption, uptake? What would you like to say?
See, very right question this is, and Manoj has answered in very apt manner. Now, Atmanirbhar Bharat is directly related to this. I mean, if you develop the Indian shipping, Indian coastal shipping, Indian waterways, we don't have to go anywhere. You know? But you see, you have to see on the other side that you are dealing with, Gen Z generation. What would they need for recruitment? Like you mentioned that the people are not interested in joining. Why they're not interested in joining? What is that the under industry, other industry offers? What we can't offer. All 174 nations who are the who are the members of IMO are running shippings in the country. Choose 50 countries, 50 companies who do not recruit Indian seafarers. Call them to India. We are doing G20, we are doing all kind of affairs. Why can't we have one centralized crew connect conference in India. 2 days conference, call all the shipping companies, showcase talent.
Sir, with your words, I could say that soon we could have a Crew Connect Bazaar Mela in India, where we would see people coming from different countries. With this, thank you so much. This was Captain Gajanan, Karanjikar, and Manoj Yadav with us discussing about the seafarer rights. Thank you so much, sir. Jai Hind, Jai Navik. Thank you.
Thank you, Jai Hind, Jai Navik.